Hi guys, my name is Lela Sophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, and I have some fun videos for you. Today's video was a requested one. Thank you so much for requesting. This is going to be going over some more minimal slash affordable fine jewelry brands that you should buy. These are some incredible contemporary designers, some that I have loved for years. And again, same as my previous video, some that I have recently discovered. If you guys have not already seen my 20 fine jewelry designers you should know video, make sure that you watch that as well. This is kind of the second part to that, but featuring a little bit lower of a price point in some cases, and designers who are slightly more minimal or conservative. And so I'm so excited to tell you guys which designers I think are perfect for this particular aesthetic or price point. Before we get into today's topic, if you guys are new here, thank you. I am so excited to talk to you guys. As always, make sure that you like this video and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lela Sophia Jewelry. I can't wait to talk to you guys. So before I get into specific designers, this is a topic that I know is very relative to each person, to each budget. Calling fine jewelry affordable is, of course, going to be relative, but again, as someone personally who is a designer, but I've also worked in the field for almost a decade, this is something that I know is very kind of personal and depends on your own budget. Fine jewelry, for me, I really advocate for purchasing fine jewelry as opposed to costume jewelry. You just get so much more wear. It is so much more cost effective. They're pieces that are truly meant to be multiple lives long, and so that you can pass them down, pass them over. Fine jewelry is just such a special topic. It's such a special market. And I think that, you have to kind of be understanding of the value before you talk about affordability. However, the designers on my first list were kind of like, these major, huge, absolutely incredible names, and they really make heirloom pieces. But the designers on my list today are one and the same, but they will have a little bit lower of a price point, maybe pieces that you don't have to think about as much, in the $500 to $1,000 range, and at least they will offer a wider price range for you guys. First brand who I've been such a fan of their work for years and years and years. I remember one of my first jobs in the fine jewelry industry, I sold their pieces along with a few other designers. This was years and years ago. I am such a huge fan. This is Wwake jewelry. Wwake is just like, literally the image that pops into my head when I think of Wwake are like beautiful, kind of dainty, dancing opals. I think opals are their bread and butter. They were kind of that core collection of those first few collections. The way that Wwake plays with these delicate, really pretty stones is just unlike anybody else. They really kind of honed in their skills and made like this beautiful, thematic, ever-changing design. And I'm just in love. I remember having clients who would only purchase Wwake and would like do these really pretty stacking moments. I've been loving their new pieces. The way that they're playing with different colored stones or diamonds is just so gorgeous. But the kind of foundation of their entire design is these beautiful opals set on very, very thin, dainty rings, and they're just beyond. Honorable mention, when they came out with their herringbone chains that have like an opal dangling from the clasp, I was like, it's just so gorgeous. Again, a New York-based brand, and so I am totally excited to shout them out. I would absolutely check out Wake. They're so incredible. Another designer who you guys might already know is Lauren Stewart. Lauren Stewart is very similar in the sense that there's these dainty, really, really beautiful pieces. Lauren Stewart has pieces that are just effortless and you don't ever really have to think about. I remember when, if anybody else remembers, there was a Barney's downtown in Soho, and one of my first big girl purchases was a Lauren Stewart diamond ear cuff that I was wore constantly for 2 years straight. I absolutely loved it. It's perfect for that dainty, if you have a job that you don't want to be as flashy or don't want to have chunky gold jewelry. Lauren Stewart may be for you. The way that she plays with these really beautiful, delicate diamonds and really beautiful, delicate gold is just so gorgeous. And one that I assume everybody here knows about is Catbird. Catbird has just become such a mega seller. They are so incredible, and in a lot of ways, they really, really spearheaded their own minimal jewelry movement. This is a brand for those of you who are starting out in the fine jewelry world and maybe want to dip your toe, purchase something that you won't have so much guilt about. The pieces are so delicate, so dainty. It's not a whole lot of gold, but honestly, I love the way that people have been layering their pieces. Again, if you're a more kind of conservative dresser or want a piece of gold but don't want to, invest thousands of dollars, Catbird has amazing options. I've talked about them in my Signets video. They're perfect. I absolutely love, I have one of their hand chains. They call them kitten mittens, adorable. Again, a New York-based brand, so definitely representing a couple of these brands on this list. I am so proud to be a fellow New Yorker. This is just if you guys don't already know, absolutely check out Catbird. They also are a multi-brand store, so they have their own line as well as other designers, which is a really, really beautiful concept. One of my favorites, again, a designer who's been around for years and has really, really honed this really delicate, beautiful, dainty aesthetic is Jennie Kwon. I know that, I don't know, I always say this, I'm not as big of a fan of color when it comes to jewelry, and she's a designer that just does it so well. I think her bread and butter are these little dainty moments, and the way that she uses color and stones is just so gorgeous. Again, she's really known for her decorative, almost layering of stones or diamonds. Her rings, of course, are again kind of my favorite parts. They really, really look so beautiful, either on their own or stacked together. She is just she has this category down perfectly, but with a little bit more of a twist, with a little bit more personality. Her pieces are just to die for. I'm so excited to talk about this next designer because, again, just such a cool, very, very new brand that came out, I believe, sometime in the last 2 years, year and a half. This is Mud Pearl. I am a fan. First of all, one of the owners is a fellow curve/plus size model. She's everything. I've been following her for honestly years, and when she came out with this line, I was yes, this is so amazing. Their focus is pearls, and specifically really, really beautiful natural Baroque pearls in different shapes. They're very organic. Mud Pearl has done this just so well. I know that there's kind of a boom. There are celebrities wearing them now. And I just couldn't be happier to see the rise. Again, it's this really, really beautiful kind of mismatched shape. I have one of their bracelets called the kitchen sink bracelet that I love. As soon as they came out, I was yes, this is amazing. Again, pearls have taken over the jewelry industry in the last few years. A$AP Rocky was the first guy who really spearheaded men wearing pearls. I know Harry Styles has taken that over. And so it's such a cool all gender brand that I think is just going to continue to rise, and I can't wait to follow them more. For a whimsical choice, Celine Daoust has some really, really beautiful, beautiful, dainty jewelry. Again, it's kind of that category where it's dainty, but with a twist. I particularly love her earrings when people do really beautiful ear stacks with them. This is also a perfect brand to consider if you're looking for a pendant that's a little bit more dainty. I do love seeing clients who wear kind of one piece or one piece from each category, and it's very subtle. You kind of can't see it from afar, but the details are all up close. Celine Daoust has a lot of celestial inspiration. Again, it's just this like really, really beautiful, beautifully done line. And it's a little bit different. There's some added kind of bonuses. The closer you get, the more details you see. Again, another designer on this list who does color so well. I know she has some beautiful tourmaline pieces, and mixing minimal with colored stones is such a cool lane. And so Celine Daoust is just like whimsical, beautiful, minimal jewelry. Next, we have Talon, who is the newest one to me on this list. Talon is perfect if you're looking for a more kind of what we've deemed as being affordable, but still with a really cool motif. These pendants in particular, if you're looking for something that is a little bit more unique, something that could be edgier, they have kind of a dagger pendant. I particularly like the little heart in the dagger pendant. I think that this would be so cool to start with and layer, and honestly, they'll layer well with any brand that you have or that you collect in the future. Talon is a really, really cool option. Again, it's just that like perfect for somebody looking for something a little bit different, maybe a little bit edgier, and yet still dainty and delicate. Next on the list, I'm so excited to talk about them. Fewer Finer is such an amazing powerhouse of a brand. I know Madison personally, and so I've just been loving seeing this incredible journey. In the last 3 years, they have just like completely exploded. Madison started off designing some very, very pretty kind of delicate pieces, and those kind of core pieces of their collection are just so perfect. Again, it's kind of for the woman who wants a little bit more delicate of a piece or something with a story behind it. The coolest part is that she also sources vintage pieces. She's been adding vintage timepieces to the whole collection. And so it's just so brilliant. There's really something for everyone. She does permanent bracelets as well. And so there's some really delicate chain options. There's a massively wide range of prices, and so Fewer Finer is such a great option. One of my personal favorites, who I really, really was kind of like one of the gateways into my fine jewelry journey years and years ago. This is Kathleen Whitaker. She has and probably will continue to just have this like staple minimal style. I've had a bunch of her earrings, probably at least 4 pairs of earrings from her. I've had some really, really cool kind of minimal bar earrings, a little dainty drop earring that I had. She does just like perfect conceptual minimal jewelry. There's no obvious motifs that you would recognize. She kind of has her own, again, very conceptual pieces. It's delicate. It is so well priced. The gold is so beautiful. Again, if you're kind of looking to layer little dainty pieces, Kathleen Whitaker is kind of the perfect designer to dip your toe in the fine jewelry world. Her price point is just so amazing. I also love the objects that she has available. She works with malachite, which is such a cool, brilliant stone, and so I would absolutely check her out. We are on our last designer of this list. I've said this about a couple designers already, but I saved my personal favorite for last. This is Hirotaka. Again, when Barney's was Barney's, I found out about Hirotaka by going to Barney's. They just have like such beautiful, conceptual, brilliant pieces. The most interesting thing about them is that they really, really play with pave diamonds so well. My favorite ring that I have from them that I wore straight for at least 5 years is kind of a bar ring. It's very conceptual. It has kind of like a dripping of mini, mini pave diamonds. Again, it's a brand for those of you who are kind of like, oh, I would love to have some diamonds glittering on my body, but I don't want anything too big or too loud. I love them. I remember getting so many compliments anytime I would wear their pieces. I know Hirotaka was big. A couple years ago, I know Zoe Kravitz would wear one of their like ear spike pieces. They have these like, again, very sculptural, but in a mini way, earrings and rings and necklaces, and I'm just such a huge fan. I've had several pieces over the years. I highly recommend them. Well, guys, that's it. Those are my minimal / affordable jewelry designers who I more than recommend. Again, if you are kind of new to the fine jewelry world, or if your aesthetic is really that kind of minimal, dainty gold layers added over time, these designers will have the perfect pieces for you. If you guys like any in particular, comment down below which one is your favorite, which one do you already own, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. As always, like this video and make sure that you subscribe because I have some fun videos coming up soon, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thank you as always. Bye, guys.